So what is better, strict keto or lazy keto? Hey folks, my name's Allie. Let's get started. Okay folks, so today we are going to talk about the pros and cons of both lazy keto and strict keto. My approach to keto is through the lens of weight loss because I did lose 170 pounds following a ketogenic lifestyle, and so that's just what I base all of my information on, is focusing on weight loss. I think keto is a really great tool to help people who overeat on just kind of the worst kinds of foods out there, the really sugary but also sugary and fatty foods that are both starchy foods, filler foods, things like that. I know that it helped me, it's helped so many people lose weight, and that's why I talk about it all the time. Also, one last thing before we get started, just remember that every keto guru out there, even me, is going to change the way that they approach a lifestyle based on, how their daily body needs change, what their emotional needs change too. So even though we make videos and we're saying, oh, this is my favorite ketogenic food right now, it changes. And that's okay. Life's all about change. So even if you start off one way, lazy or strict, don't be afraid to kind of go in the middle. I'm somewhere in the middle, and I'll talk about the way that I approach this lifestyle at the end. But it's okay to be on a spectrum. Okay, so what is strict keto? I would say, just off the top of my head, strict keto is strict food logging in a food log app. It is eating as natural as you can, as little processed foods as you can. It is being very strict with your macros. It's finding numbers and sticking to them and not going over at all. And not allowing any types of trace sugars or starches into your diet. I feel like the people who follow strict keto are always looking for the most optimum health. They try and hack keto, even though I hate that word, hacking. And it just seems like they want to be the best version of themselves. So some pros to following a very strict ketogenic lifestyle is that you have a specific set of rules, and that makes it so easy. When you know what you can and can't eat, when you can eat, when you cannot eat, how much you can eat, and so on. So when you have those sets of rules, you have your lines in the sand, and there's just no crossing those. There's no temptation to cross those. Yes, you might have temptation, but I think knowing your limits really does help keep that temptation at bay. My lines in the sand, for example, are I don't eat fruit. I don't eat any type of bready food vessel, like a low-carb tortilla or anything like that. I just use a fork for my food. And I've actually just started cutting out diet sodas in the last couple months. So those are just my lines right now. But like the fruit and the tortilla thing, those have been my lines for over 4 years. And because I know I don't even want to tempt myself with those things, it's not an issue and I don't think about them. Another pro of strict keto is that you will probably see quicker weight loss results because you are accurately measuring and logging and being very precise about what you're eating. That's just going to cause better weight loss results because you're not going to overeat on calories or anything or carbs, and you will probably see a lot steadier weight loss. Another pro, and this could work for the lazy keto too, but I think it really works for strict keto, is that you will have a sense of pride about yourself. You'll feel a little bit better about yourself knowing that you are doing as much as you can to get healthier. Even when I was starting out and I was doing, some fun foods on lazy keto, but also being really strict with logging and counting calories and everything, I did feel that sense of pride knowing I was doing what I need to do for me. So I just wanted to throw that one in there. I think it's a really good pro because it helps you with self-motivation. And motivation is the key for weight loss. That and sustainability. I think practicing a really strict diet lifestyle can set you up for improvement in other ways. For example, if you don't go to the gym, but you're really strict about your diet and you see those improvements quickly, that might encourage you to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to the gym for the first time in my life or the first time in 10 years. I also think that it helps in more social activities too. If you have the goal to meet people, well, you've already set yourself up for success with your diet. You know that you can do these things that you've always wanted to do. You know that you can finally lose weight. Why not go meet new friends? And so I think when you set goals for yourself and you see that you can finally achieve those, that will set you up for further improvement in other aspects of your life. Even just having a daily goal of not going over 20 net grams of carbs per day boosts you for the long term because you're like, oh, I met my goal today. Awesome. And then that keeps happening and you see it over the long term. And I just think it's so great for motivation. I think following a very strict ketogenic lifestyle can help boost your confidence a little bit because you see that you know more about yourself. You've taken the time to research, how these foods affect you, what your body needs, what your body doesn't need. So you're more knowledgeable about just your overall health and wellness and being as a person. And that makes you more confident, I believe, in making those choices. And then something that I always get comments about is you will probably have less plateaus. Like I said, you will have that steadier weight loss because you are being so strict. You are knowing exactly what you're eating and consuming and what you're burning probably if you're working out too. So those are the pros of a very strict ketogenic lifestyle. Now let's look at the cons. Now remember I said that motivation is a key, but remember sustainability is also a key to weight loss. You need both in tandem, working together. So the cons of a strict ketogenic lifestyle do affect that sustainability and motivation. You might get bored with the food. If there's no fun or processed foods that you can eat, you might say, you know what, screw this. I just want to go get a hamburger and just enjoy it because it tastes good. And you might be more limited in your social interactions when your friends are throwing a dinner party or you're all going out to eat. You might just say, I can't have any of this because I don't know, what's in it exactly. I can't log it. And so that can affect the sustainability because you feel guilty for eating those foods or you're not enjoying yourself because you're not partaking in that enjoyment of food with others. And also too, if you're into all those cool keto products out there that are supposed to help you boost things, I don't endorse keto products, but do what you gotta do. That can get pretty expensive, and if it's affecting your wallet too much, it's not sustainable. So those are the pros and cons of a strict ketogenic lifestyle. But now let's move on to the pros of a lazy keto lifestyle. To me, a lazy keto lifestyle is exemplified by not logging, not measuring, not counting really what you're eating. You don't have a food scale, you just cut out all the carbs and the stuff that have, carbs in them, and you just eat everything else. So even if you do go over a carb count, well, you weren't eating potatoes and you weren't eating candy and cake and all that. If there's broccoli, you don't care how much there is, you're gonna eat until you're done eating, basically. You'll probably be eating more processed foods and you're not too worried about going all natural. I think lazy keto is a great way to start out on a ketogenic lifestyle because there's less anxiety when you're starting out and you can eat foods that you really do like. It's easier to start. I think eating foods that you enjoy make this lifestyle so sustainable, and I think that that's why so many people like keto, because they do get to eat tasty, filling, delicious food. And so if you start out eating foods that you like, that just makes it more sustainable over the long term. You get kind of over that 1 month hump and you're like, hey, this isn't so bad and I've lost weight, so why don't I just continue? And it's more fun. You can go out in those social situations, and if you're not worried, if there are some trace carbs in a sausage or if there's like trace potatoes in like a curry or something, you're not worried about it because you've cut out everything else. You've cut out the big offenders, the bread and stuff. So you just get to have more fun and less anxiety. And again, that sets you up for sustainability. Now the cons of a lazy keto diet, let's talk about those. You will probably see slower results. Now, whenever I read a comment about somebody who's not measuring anything and they're not weighing their food, they say, oh, I did keto for a month and I lost 15 pounds, but then I just totally stopped losing weight. Yeah, that's probably going to happen. You have to have a calorie deficit to lose weight. That's just the laws of physics. I recommend a 20% deficit in calories for weight loss. And I'll link my favorite keto calculator down below so you can find out what you need. But again, if you're not logging anything and you have that whoosh of water weight, maybe some fat too, but then you're stalling, that's because you're not reducing enough. You're still eating too much. It may not be on carbs, it could be on the fat. I think a lot of people who do lazy keto aim for that high fat, but remember, fat's not a goal, it's a limit, and that's basically telling you how many calories you can eat after you restrict your carbs down to your goal, like 20 net grams of carbs per day, and after you hit your protein goal. So then that fat's there to tell you, okay, I'm done eating. It's a limit, not a goal. And you're probably going to plateau if you do not have that deficit in calories. Well, folks, those are just some pros and cons that I came up with. Let me know if you have any others for lazy or pro keto. I'm not sure which one goes where right now because I keep changing my hands, but you know what I'm saying. So yes, let me know, what are your pros and cons? What do you do? Are you more lazy? Are you more strict? Are you somewhere in the middle? Let me know. For myself, I started out pretty lazy, but also a little strict. I was logging food, I was counting calories and everything, but if like a sausage had some trace sugars, I didn't care. So I'm somewhere in the middle, and it's gonna just depend on what's sustainable. Again, motivation and sustainability are the keys to weight loss for any type of diet. You have to be able to continue over the long term so that you see those results and keep them off. That's why keto works for me and so many other people out there, because they actually do like what they're eating. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to like and subscribe. That would help me out so much. And if you'd like to follow me on social media, I will link all of that down below. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. My name's Allie. Have a good one. Bye.